After the rubber hits the road, used tires have to go somewhere, and that is a big problem. For years, we just buried them or shipped them offshore. Then came recovery and recycling. But as huge stockpiles of used tires grow, Australia is moving backwards. This is what around 1 million used tires looks like, piled in a field near Longford, Tasmania. Last year, Australia produced nearly 70 times that number of used tires to be recycled or disposed of.
This stockpile's been here for at least 15 years, or commenced life about 15 years ago, and has been growing ever since. There are currently no approvals for the stockpile, so it is operating unlawfully.
In 2023, 58% of used tires were recovered for reuse or reprocessing. But what was left, 225,000 tons, ended up in landfills or stockpiles or were illegally dumped. In 2018, that figure was 143,000 tons. This stockpile is just one example of the challenges. Tasmania's Environmental Protection Agency now has an order for the owner to remove them, but no one expects that to happen anytime soon.
That doesn't actually fix the problem of the tyres being removed. The challenge in Tasmania is there is nowhere in Tasmania that these tyres can actually be taken for processing at this point in time.
So they sit. Parts of this pile have already caught fire back in 2012. And tires that do go to landfill will be there a long, long time. That's because it's estimated they take nearly a century to break down. In the western suburbs of Melbourne, this team from Victoria's EPA is working to prevent another aspect of the used tire problem, illegal dumping.
Today, Thomas and we are planning to inspect some businesses in Sunshine North, businesses that potentially produce waste tyres as part of their business.
In your experience, do most of these people know what they should be doing with tires?
We've found in some of the recent work we've been doing in this space that a lot of the smaller retailers tend not to have too much knowledge or awareness of their obligations. Oh, good morning, how are you?
First stop is a shop that regularly disposes of used tires.
So you're aware of EPA's waste tracking obligations. So can you explain what you need to do?
So it has to be given to a certified company which is tied up with the government, and they recycle it.
The store manager here says he's been told to look out for illegal operators who offer to pick up used tires for very low rates.
So I've been warned by my head office, other than any company that comes for tires. So whoever asks for a cheaper price, I'll do it for a cheaper price. They come with a van or whatever. We're not supposed to give any tire to them, not even a single tire to them.
Is that the kind of thing you want to see? Is that a good result?
It is, yeah. So we want to see the industry aware that there are people going and doing the wrong thing and picking up tyres.
But at the next stop, things don't go as smoothly.
And in terms of tyres, waste tyres, how many would you generate per week or month?
I'd say we generate about a week. I'd say from 50 to about 80 a week.
Here, the manager doesn't know he's supposed to be entering details of tires picked up from his shop on the EPA's waste tracker system.
So you just mentioned, so you weren't aware of your obligation? Yeah. So we've got some information here.
Yep.
But the team are confident he is doing the right thing with his used tires.
So this is a lot for me.
The manager says he's also regularly visited by operators offering pickups for cheap, a few dollars per tire. Do you suspect some of these guys are dodgy?
Yeah, 100%. Because you'll see that you just keep coming with a trailer, not even a truck. You get what I mean? Yeah, so 100%.
You can tell.
Yeah, you can tell,
Yeah, interesting. How many times would that happen?
Look, once a week, I'd say. Someone comes out at least once a week, yeah.
This is what the team is trying to prevent. Tires dumped on a dead-end street in an industrial estate. So Arun, this is part of the problem, is illegal dumping like this, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is the last thing that EPA, council, community want to see is the unlawful dumping of any type of waste, especially stuff like tyres and anything that's hazardous.
These tires are baled, held together with a steel wire. The team suspects they may have been stored for years, dumped here after an illegal operator was paid to haul them away from businesses. Now they're the local council's problem. Not surprisingly, when it comes to used tires, money talks. The owner of this Tasmania stockpile thought he could make a profit, selling tires for more than he paid to haul them here. But any plan to ship them overseas had to be scrapped in 2021 when the Commonwealth banned whole bale tire exports.
In collecting those tyres, he's paid for those tyres and taken possession of them, but at this point in time has no plan to be able to dispose of them and send them into the next part of the recycling chain.
Australia does have a large tire recycling industry. Crumb rubber from shredded tires goes into asphalt for roads. And extracted tire-derived fuel can be used to provide energy. But landfill is still an option for used tires in some parts of the country. Recyclers say that loophole needs to close.
It's really important to be diverting tyres away from landfill, and to shore that up, the one thing we need, first and foremost, is a consistent regulatory framework across the country to ensure that we are banning unprocessed tyres from landfill.
And crucially, Suzanne Tumburoo says, all governments need to help spur demand for products made from used tires.
Yes, the ultimate goal is to make sure that the markets are able to drive the value of recovered products like tyres. But on that journey, we cannot be under the illusion that this process is free or cheap.
Eventually, all used tires like these may wind up being recycled or repurposed. But as long as landfill remains a cheaper alternative, that's not likely.